Happy Sunday morning, everybody. King Louie, look at him. He's looking good. Man, oh man, it has rained 40 days and 40 nights here in St. Louis, and I think it's finally over. If it is finally over, we run the Sunoco Dirt Car this Friday at Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois, and then, of course, Saturday with the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars right here in Peevely, Missouri at Federated Auto Parts Raceway. So come watch me race next week, Friday night in Granite City, Illinois, and Saturday night with the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. There'll be two divisions, World of Outlaw Sprint Cars and our Modifieds. All right, let's get right to it. Controversy down in Darlington. Our most famous driver, Chase Elliott. Chase says that the Throwback weekend, where everybody plays part. You got, what do you got? You got Joey Logano pretending he is Cale Yarborough this weekend. Joey Logano's car looks good. It looks like the number 11 Holly Farms car. I think Josh Berry is, Jim Clark, the Formula One car. You got fans running all around with their legendary jackets. You got Larry McReynolds with his original Davey Allison, Haviland shirt on. So you can see where, this started years ago. Now, respond right here. Play part in the conversation. How many years has the Throwback weekend at Darlington, how many years has it been going on? Seems to me like maybe 10, 8 to 10, something like that. This was a wonderful idea. It was definitely a gimmick. But there's nothing wrong with gimmicks. I think sometimes people confuse the word gimmick with advertising. It's no different than going to your ballpark. Let's say it's baseball time right now, right? They got bobblehead night. That's a gimmick. Bobblehead night is a gimmick. You get a free bat. That's a gimmick. But it's really called advertising. It's called advertising. So the Throwback weekend at Darlington is really advertising. It's meant for people to have fun, get more people there, more people to watch, and in return make the sport better and everybody make more money. More money. We want more people at the racetrack. So they feel like it's kind of like Halloween, right? Throwback weekend is Halloween. You're dressing up, you're painting your car as somebody you're not. You're not that person, but you're pretending it is. And it's a lot of fun. Now, you can respond right here. I believe it was one of my older PR people that started this. I think it was Chip. Was it Chip Wiles? Chip Wiles was the president down there at Darlington for quite a while. What was it Chip that started that? Respond right here. Somebody at NASCAR is watching this. Whose idea was it? All right. So, I come up with this saying, the big story in the garage area is our most popular driver has it. Listen, it's good content. So they're sitting there and they're interviewing Chase Elliott, and they go, Chase, your car for this week and that. And he goes, Chase Elliott, I think he answers a question. Maybe it wasn't Chase. Maybe it was what I saw is just Chase answering a question.
I'm sure you've seen the talk on social media if the Throwback weekend has lost its luster. I'm curious on where you stand on that. Do you feel like this weekend has lost its luster over time?
I thought it lost it about 4 or 5 years ago, so I was way too early to that conversation, I think. But not to be a downer, but look, I joked about this before, years ago. But like, if we kept going down the road, we're going to be throwing it back to me in like 2018. So like, at some point, I think we gotta chill on it a little bit. I think we've rode the horse to death, and we tend to do that a little bit too much.
Chase Elliott says this: it has wore its welcome out. In other words, he said pretty soon a throwback weekend will be Chase Elliott's 2018 car. It's kind of funny. And then then everybody, listen, if somebody else would have mentioned that, it wouldn't have been anything. But our most popular driver, how many most popular drivers in a row has Chase Elliott won? Is it 10 years? Is Chase Elliott the most popular driver for the last 10 years? Respond right here. How many most popular drivers in a row has Chase Elliott won? So anyway, because Chase Elliott said it's wore its welcome out, it ricochets throughout the garage area. Denny Hamlin brings up a good point.
How's the calculus changed for team owners when you're trying to balance partnerships with changing the colors, changing the schemes, logos, stuff like that for the throwback weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think it sounds good in theory, but truthfully, these guys are trying to find a reason to get a return on their investment, and so when you kind of change their logo, or maybe you change their colors and stuff, it doesn't really line up with what they want. So it's just sponsor-driven sport. What do you want? What do you want me to say? I don't know. There's nothing else to it.
He said, "Listen, I think it's wonderful. I think Throwback Weekend's wonderful, but not everybody can play part. Y'all are forgetting that like Progressive Insurance is paying $600,000 per race." Say it with me. Say it with me. You didn't know that. Whatever it is, 400,000, 500,000. Listen, it's not anything less than 400,000 per race. So if your sponsor is paying $600,000 a race, we're not pretending it's Halloween, okay? We're gonna make sure Progressive gets the real logo on there, because they got to answer. You don't want to change everything up and people going, who the hell is that? It says Progressive on it, but it looks like Mario Andretti's car from 1963. But a lot of people don't know that. And then another thing we're dealing with is a generation gap. Some of us old people, I'm 61 years old. I can tell you whose car's who, but somebody 40 years old right now they'd go, who the hell is that? So, although it's fun to a lot of older people, you look, okay, Chase Elliott, let's take example, super young. How old's Chase? He's not 30. What is he, 24, 25? So Chase might not even know who some of these drivers are. But then Brad Keselowski, he might know, because Brad's getting of age. Now, Brad is getting of age, Brad Keselowski. And right there, Brad Keselowski, he's very smart. So Denny Hamlin says, hey, listen, I think it's wonderful, but not everybody can play along, okay? So we heard what Denny said. Now, Brad Keselowski, he says, hey, it's not all about us. It's not all about the drivers. You look in the grandstands, and the fans are pretending it's Halloween. The fans got their old gear on, and they love it. So respond right here, everybody. I told you everything. I think you figured it all out. It started out as bobblehead day. It started out as bat day, right? Hey, it's throwback weekend at Darlington. And now 10 years later, we're doing the same thing. I don't think it's hurting anybody. My opinion is it's not hurting anybody. Just keep it going. However, if somebody doesn't play along, you cannot get mad at them, okay? I'll meet you all halfway. If Progressive Insurance and let's say, Miller Brewing, let's say they don't want to play along, well, then you can understand that. But, listen, when you think of the Wood Brothers, they love it. The Wood Brothers, they love it. They play along. Once again, that green car that Josh Berry's running this week, that is a tribute to Formula One driver. Did I say it right? Respond right here. Is that Jim Clark, the green car? I could be wrong. But anyway, look at this. That's what it's been like. Look at that, 12 plus inches of rain in 3 days down there by Paducah. But we have been, we've had every bit of 6 to 9 inches. I've drained the swimming pool twice. All right, everybody, I think I've wore this out, as old Larry McReynolds say. I believe I beat this like a dead horse. Respond right here. Do you like Throwback Weekend at Darlington? Could you go without it? Do you understand it? Do you like wearing your old jackets and old shirts like old Larry Mack does? How about old Ward Burton this week? Ward Burton, he still looks good. He looks like he could drive him and Jeb over on the Xfinity side. Got that hardest call. Ward Burton got the hardest call. But hey, has anybody done Ward Burton's WNBA call? What a WNBA call run real good. Ward, what happened? Well, the car burst into flame. That's who we got to get on Kenny Conversation. Ward Burton. Respond right here. Do you want to see Ward Burton on Kenny Conversation? All right, everybody, have a great Sunday, and we're going to watch the Cup race. It's going to be a good one. Darlington, the track that's too tough to tame. The Lady in Black. I love Darlington. Have a great Sunday.